Hello, and thank you for joining us. I'm your host, Beth Keener, and I'm joined by Andy Mitchell, VP Platform Enabling Technology, and Martin Bergmann, Lead Strategist, AI and Enabling Technologies, both with Hexagon's Asset Lifecycle Intelligence Division, and they're going to be discussing what is a digital backbone. Now, its purpose and extended impact will also be what we're discussing, and economies of scope, and what to provide advice to any customer who wishes to build their own digital platform. So that's a lot to unpack, gentlemen. Are you buckled up and ready?
We're ready, I think.
Sure.
Are we ready?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm sure everyone's interested out there in knowing what exactly, if you could describe Hexagon's digital backbone in your own words, how would you do so?
Well, I mean, first of all, I think we need to talk about a cloud scalable platform, and really there to help customers with their transformation and providing key capabilities like bringing in data from multiple sources, serving up the data in a kind of single pane of glass where they can see information from various other systems, helping them with good building blocks for what they're doing. Anything you want to add to that?
Not much. I think it's really the foundation for any kind of scalable database application you want to build. So it's quite.
And could you give us the more formal definition, or what is included in a digital backbone? Like, what would those elements
Well, the key
be?
components. Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's talk through those. I mean, if we can go kind of left to right, I mean, the most important one is obviously acquisition of data. So data is really key. So bringing the data in, that's a key component. And then, maybe smartifying some of that data. So some of the data's dumb, then we'll run technology against it, machine learning, etc., and we'll make that information a lot smarter. And then we've got a component which is really joining the dots. So it's contextualizing that data. So here's a piece of data, here's another piece of data. Oh, they're the same, right? So let's contextualize and bring them together. And then when you do all that, then you can run things like analytics on the data, but you can also visualize it. So once you've got that connectivity, then you can navigate around the data and get the value from it. And then build, of course, applications on top of that. What did I miss?
Nothing, of course.
Good answer.
Maybe the only thing to add is, so when we talk about data, we talk basically about any data that can originate from an industrial facility. So like engineering data, OT data, so anything basically. And our platform, our backbone has to deal with that and is capable to do that.
So what would you say are the benefits of the backbone for customers? Obviously, I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory, but if you want to, add to or expound on that? Yeah,
I mean, ultimately it's there to help them with their digital transformation, right? So, and Martin touched on, one of the key areas is taking that engineering data and extending the scope of it and making it available. Maybe you want to talk a little bit more about that.
Sure. I mean, what we see is, even if, for example, data is already kind of intelligent, so not dumb, what Andy said, it's still often in silos. So, and therefore it makes it very tough for our customers to utilize data that is, for example, an engineering silo, make use of it in another silo. So for example, if you're an owner-operator and you want to use data analytics to improve operations and maintenance, you would ideally also use engineering data for that. But we often see customers not doing it. And the backbone, we basically bridge that gap because we make it available.
And I love the visual of a backbone too. It's very, the connectivity of it,
And then I think, that's obviously one key component. The other is, okay, you got all this data, what are you going to do with it? How are you going to present it? How are you going to build applications on top of it? And the backbone is essentially a myriad of services that can be pulled together to build composable applications. So if you marry those two together, they're really the two key strengths of what it's offering.
Well, can you provide an example of extending the impact of data?
No, but he can.
All right, Martin, go for it.
I mean, I think I already touched it a bit. So
yes.
Take, for example, a P&ID. A PNID usually resides in the engineering domain and it's owned by them. But we see that, for example, the information in the PNID, the plant topology, explaining how different equipments are interconnected, is of big use in operations and maintenance, maybe for direct application or again for machine learning applications. And so this is what we mean by extending the impact of, for example, the PNID beyond engineering for other domains.
Okay. Well, what about the faster time to value? What about faster time to value by using the backbone? And do you have an example of that as well?
Yeah, maybe I'll take that one, should I?
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, think of something like incident management as an example. You know, to build an application to manage incidents, you've already got all the data there. So you're already a step ahead. And then, as I said earlier, once you've got, you know, composable services, you can simply put together these building blocks to provide that application. So, you know, you're essentially building on all our other customers' experiences. Everything we've done for those is available, and then you just pick the building blocks you want and deliver that application. So, you know, much faster time to market and value proposition realizing a lot quicker.
Now, for those out there who are looking to build their own digital backbone, do you have advice?
Yeah, sure, and of course there are many, and you know, I think you've got to look at the cost of ownership of doing that. You've got to look at, you know, in terms of, you know, going with a software vendor like ourselves with, you know, a load of customers building on top of that, the benefits of getting those services and the composable applications. But of course, you know, we really have to appreciate that, you know, we have to fit in with the work processes of our customers. So it's not like we can rip everything up and start again. So we have to come alongside, and we're working with a number of customers where the backbone can offer value in addition to what they're doing. Right? So there's a clear value proposition there where, yes, we can do that, plus we can do this and this. And what we're trying to do with customers, as we hit them on their digital maturity curve, is work alongside them and kind of replace their homegrown services, applications with the digital backbone and what that provides.
Martin, any final thoughts?
I think customers should really check what to focus on. So for example, you have the backbone and you have, for example, the applications. And I wonder if customers should really focus on building this backbone, which is the backbone and the foundation of high quality contextualized data, because this is something that takes a lot of time, a lot of effort. You have to deal with a lot of different data sources. And I mean, we have the experience to do this for multiple customers. And I take, for example, GPT. I mean, many customers would love to play with large language models like GPT, for example, but need to have the data foundation. So I would say, if you're interested in that, rather focus on the application side, focus on build stuff for your own users to create impact, and find a partner like us for building the backbone, for example.
It's a fascinating concept, which I know is super necessary because I'm assuming you work with a lot of businesses that are very antiquated, and it's getting them online and being able to work more efficiently and precisely.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. As I said earlier, it's trying to meet the customers where they are on their digital maturity journey and helping them through that and showing them that, you know, you don't have to rip all the work processes up. We can help you on that. So yeah, I mean, it's
all right.
Exciting.
It's exciting. You sound excited, Andy. Yeah. No, we greatly appreciate you guys giving us some of your time today. It's definitely a fascinating conversation, and one that I'm looking forward to asking more about in the future as this grows for you guys. So thank you for sharing your time with us today.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
And if you guys would like more information about this conversation or others we are having over the HXGN Live Conference or day-to-day at Hexagon, visit hexagon.com. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.